I was sitting on the floor because I just finished my bike thing. But basically the session this morning, right, was supposed to be 5 by 7 minutes, pushing 215 watts on the 5 minute efforts, yeah? And then basically on the 3 minute rest was pushing about 140 to 160, okay? And obviously I've gone onto my app this morning, the Ruby, which obviously connects to my bike. So basically this Wahoo, anyone doesn't know what the Wahoo kicker is, yeah? If you've just followed me and you're into triathlon and you're starting, whatever. Basically it's you put your bike onto it, right? And this thing here goes into ERG mode, so it basically connects to the app and it will automatically change that to 215 so the pedals will start getting heavier by itself, you know what I mean? Obviously I'm cut for a bit of time this morning because I've got to go to work in about 40 minutes. So anyway, I was realising the fucking pedals were a little bit easier. And instead of going from 215 down to 160 and back up, it was going from 105 to 170, yeah, or 168. And for the whole workout there, yeah, I've been in my head saying like, this isn't hard enough, this is shit, you know what I mean? Like, you know, but I can't get off the bike and try and fix it, you know what I mean? Like, and try and find the proper program. I did like think of it, but I said, you know what, fuck it, just go with it, you know what I mean? It is what it is. And this is the reality of sometimes in people's like athletes or people's heads, yeah, like where you think of the outside, what other like, so now on my Strava it'll be average watts of 130. And I'm thinking like, fucking hell, that's shit, you know what I mean? And this has just been real and honest, you know, like about how sometimes our mind goes, you know. Why do I care? Like, why do I give a fuck about that, you know what I mean? I've turned up this morning, I've got out of bed at fucking 5 o'clock, had my breakfast, done what I had to do, and I got on the bike and I've trained, and I feel great after it, you know what I mean? But also at the same time as I'm beating myself up because, you know, I've gone onto the wrong program, obviously, and I've sort of done the wrong watts. But again, who cares, you know what I mean? And this is like where like, this is like the hard part of social media and all this sort of stuff is like, is when you're getting into these things, like, you know, when you're training for a marathon, like, oh, if you get 4 or 5 hours or 6 hours, whatever it is, oh, we beat ourselves up, you know, or if we're doing a 5k and we didn't do it in 20 minutes, like, we beat ourselves up, you know, oh, we're shite, you know what I mean? There's no point, I'm shit at running, but it's not, you know what I mean? The important part is that you're showing up, you're turning up, you know what I mean, every day. So now, like, I'm like, you know, I've actually got a good sweat on. It was like, it wasn't a massively hard session, you know what I mean? But I know I've been working the body, you know what I mean? So what I'm trying to get at here is don't worry, you know? I put it on the wrong setting, but I've still got the session done, you know what I mean? I'll learn. Next time I'll get the right session, you know what I mean? But just say that to people as well, like, you know, your journey is your journey and your training is your training. So I'm sort of having to bring myself back down to earth here, you know, and trying to tell myself who gives a fuck, you know, that's feeding your ego, feeding your bullshit, you know what I mean? And just gonna be raw and honest about that, you know, because it's important to let people know that it doesn't matter, you know, you showed up. And the most important about all this sort of stuff is showing up. Because I could have got off the bike or could have started messing around and then could have got myself way more stressed out, and I didn't, you know what I mean? Session's done, session complete. Wednesday boxed off, go down to the pool later on, get the swimming, and there you go, you know what I mean? So, fuck, it was a good morning. So just wanted to share that there, you know, so if you are looking at times and you're thinking what people think about your sessions now, don't give a fuck, you know, because at the end of the day, I know what's going on. I know I can push better than that, and I feel good because I've trained, you know.